Hey everyone, Britt and Chris Carmichael here, bringing you the Elevated Life series where we teach you simple mindset shifts to create radical transformation in your life. And today's topic, we're going to teach you 3 ways to cultivate unshakable confidence. Confidence is the key to getting ahead in life and to having an edge and being able to rise above and be able to stand on your own 2 feet whenever you're presented with any challenges in life or opportunities. So we're going to share 3 ways to cultivate that confidence for yourself.
Yeah, like Britt said, confidence is so massively important. You can always tell the people who aren't confident because they're never going after their dreams. They dream super small. You know, I think one of the worst things that we can do is dream small because you can hit that and you sort of live in a way where you're like, I thought I was going to do more stuff than this. I had this opportunity in life, but all of a sudden I just felt like, nah, I'm not going to do it. You know, a lot of it starts with that self-confidence. It's about believing in yourself. And so the first tip that we have for you is to update your self-image. So many of us have this self-image, but it's old, it's super outdated. It's that self-image that we had when we were in 2nd grade where our teacher called on us and we didn't know the answer, or it's from our last relationship that kind of blew up in our face, or it's from that job that we lost where it's like, hey, my self-confidence is still back there in that job. A lot of times things happen and change in our lives because it's time for something new for us. We've outgrown those old things. And so rather than staying stagnant and stuck and thinking, well, you know, I just can't do it, I guess this one opportunity didn't work out, so the whole rest of life is a wash. It's not that way. So we've got to update that self-image.
Yeah, and before we move on to the next one, I want to know where you are at with your self-image. So many women that I talk to, when I say, hey, when you make an image in your mind, in your imagination, what do you see? What do you hear? What are you wearing? How old are you? What's your weight? Because so many times when we are lacking confidence, it's because we're comparing an old vision of ourselves to who we are today. And so there's a disconnect. I once was coaching a chick who told me that her self-image was when she was in 7th grade. I mean, whoa, like I'm so glad I don't look like I did in 7th grade. I wouldn't have confidence today if that were the case. So update your self-image and check in with your self-talk. Are you beating yourself up on the inside, or are you supporting yourself and saying, you're amazing, you're awesome? Is your self-talk more positive or more negative? Leave in the comments below where you're at on this side of the coin, because it's important to have awareness around how we treat ourselves on the inside, because how we treat ourselves on the inside reflects how we express ourselves in the outside world. And that leads us to number 2, which is adjust your attitude. Your attitude is a reflection of what's going on the inside. So if you're beating yourself up on the inside, if you're constantly bashing your body and telling yourself you're stupid and you're not worthy and you're not good enough and you're not pretty enough and you're not anything enough, then you're going to express that same negative energy that you've been beating yourself up with to the world around you. So Rupert agrees. So what happens on the inside is a reflection of then what happens on the outside. And really quick, I just want to share what helped me adjust my attitude when I was a kid. My mom had like all these paint stir sticks. You guys know, like you stir up the paint. She duct taped a bunch of them together because my ass kept breaking all of them. She duct taped them together, wrapped up the duct tape around it, and wrote attitude adjuster on this paddle. And Mom's here live too. So I called her. I said, hey Mom, guess what I'm talking about on the Elevated Life today? The attitude adjuster. And she goes, oh, I'm totally tuning in. So my mom had this paddle called the attitude adjuster. Now, don't beat yourself up with paint stir sticks just to change your attitude. It's a choice that you can make. And my stubborn ass wasn't choosing the choices that needed to be made to not get beat with a stick at the time.
Yeah, so the big deal is, why does this work so well? The reality is that all of the self-images that you have, all the ones that you create, even when you update it, are fake. All this is fake. Any image that you have is fake. In other words, you can't go buy it at Target. Somebody can't give it to you. It's totally made up. So if you're dealing with one of these outdated images, you just have to change it up a bit. Again, if you're going to tell yourself, if you're going to develop this kind of fake sense of yourself, do it one that works for you.
Do it really well.
Yeah, do one that like inspires you and you're like, damn, my self-image is good. You know, we've talked about before on here, my self-image, the way it works is that whenever I walk into a room, I automatically envision a marching band that's behind me, full marching band. And they're playing, and they're playing, and they're playing just for me. Remember, it's fake, so I can make up whatever I want. So I got this marching band, boom, 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 And when I walk into a room, that's how I feel. I open up my coat, in my mental imagination, and doves fly out. It's just this
fireworks and lasers.
Yeah, it's this awesome thing that's going on all the time. So if you're gonna, do this fake thing, make it something awesome. So make that self-image amazing. Amazing.
So we're talking about 3 ways to cultivate unshakable confidence. And the first one is to update your self-image and your self-talk. And Anne is saying that her self-image is toned, tall, wavy hair, tattoo beach bum. And
Yeah,
that is
girl.
where she wants to be, but not where she's at today.
Yeah.
So it's important to close the gap. And the third tip today is exactly what you need to do in order to make that happen. Also, she's asking, ignoring yourself does the same as beating yourself up, correct? I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I think you already knew the answer as you were typing it. And ignoring or talking shit to or not honoring and opening up space for your soul to come through and speak definitely is going to create resistance and energy, and it's not going to feel very good. When you ignore your body's messages, when you ignore your soul's messages, things happen. My mom can testify to that. She ignored her body's message, and in return it caused a stroke. And so I was just talking to one of my hairdresser friends who was admitted to the hospital for a whole week for having super low blood pressure and not enough blood in her body because she was overworked in the salon. She just kept saying yes to every single person. So confidence comes with the ability to say no and no to other people and yes to you when your body says to slow down, to stop overgiving. Then that takes confidence to say, okay, I need to take care of myself right now. Okay, let's keep going. Hold on. There's so many amazing comments. Claire says, oh my God, are you in my head? I go in waves of positivity and negativity, trying to crowd out the negative. Well, you can do that by constantly focusing on the positive.
Yeah, the focus is the most important part. So Anne said that the gap, I think she says that...
I'm going to stand still, she said.
Oh, here you go. So the person above, so the gap freaks me out. I get overwhelmed with the gap. So
Yep.
here's what you do.
You guys are awesome.
So you're focusing on, your mind is focusing on 2 places at once. One is something that hasn't happened yet, and one is something about where you are. And that middle period is always where we get stuck. And so what you have to do is stop concentrating on what's happening here and concentrate only all of your effort on just that other image. And when you do that, your mind will close the gap much faster. If you're constantly comparing, you're just constantly telling your mind, I'm not there yet, I'm not there yet.
And so you stay not there yet. So,
yeah, so focus as a joke. It's the only reality that exists.
Yeah.
You have to be so clear in your mind, this is the only reality, this is the only thing that can happen for me, and align yourself exactly with that.
Yeah, give yourself a mindset makeover and only focus on the vision in which you're moving towards, not focusing on the past and what you don't want, because you keep sending signals to the universe. I'm focusing on the past me. This is where I vision myself. This is where I'm choosing to focus my energy. So that's where you're going to stay. So to get out of that in-between stage, focus more heavily on where you're going and not where you're at or where you're coming from, like Chris said.
Yeah, it's much easier to do
Claire
that way.
says, helpful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, only focus your thoughts on what it is you do want to create in your life. This is Manifesting 101, guys. It's what you focus on. So if you're focusing on how you're 10 pounds overweight, and if you're focusing on like you're not quite there yet, if you're focusing on, man, my bank account isn't where I want it to be, you're going to constantly get a reflection of what you're putting into the universe at this moment. So if you want to make a change, if you want to experience more abundance, more confidence, more whatever, you have to begin to focus then on the more and exactly what it is you want. So instead of focusing on the lack of, you focus on the gratitude, and that draws in the abundance that you're asking for.
Yeah. So a lot of this works because we have a specific belief about ourselves, and that belief comes directly from our self-image. And so that belief really inspires the thoughts that we get, right? And so those thoughts then inspire us to take action. That's exactly how it works. You have a belief, that belief creates your thoughts, those thoughts create the actions that you have, those actions create habits that end up making up our lives, and those habits then go back and reinforce the beliefs. So it's one big circle that we're doing. So if you're still held back in this old self-image, if you're still held back in this, well, I'm only here right now, but I really want to be here, and you keep concentrating on where you are exactly right now, what ends up happening is that you reinforce those beliefs and you stay stuck. So you have to change one of those portions of that circle, and the easiest one is to change the belief, because it triggers everything else, and then you'll reinforce that thought. So you think, hey, I'm a total badass, I'm fully capable of everything that I've ever wanted to accomplish in my life, I can pursue my gifts, I can have a great relationship, I can be in business, it can be wonderful. If you keep focusing on that and you have a self-image that directly corresponds to that, then you can do just about anything, because your mind will give you those experiences that directly correlate to that self-image. So all you have to do is really tinker with that self-image a little bit, and boom, you're off to the races.
Yeah, I mean, these are really the fundamental foundation for building confidence, because you don't just wake up and you're like, I'm confident, I totally love myself. Because if you're anything like me, I spent 30 years beating myself up. So that was my normal. So it's important to shift into this new mindset, and it all begins within. It's all the story that you tell yourself, which turns into the story which you tell other people, which then hardens your reality into what you believe is true in this moment. Like Mom says, the past belongs in the past.
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes about the past: the greatest thing about the past is that it's over.
Yes.
And so you can create whatever
drawing it back
future that you want. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so today we're talking about how to cultivate unshakable confidence. The first way is to update your self-image, to check in with your self-talk to see how it's going. The second is to adjust your attitude, because it's your attitude, how you express yourself into the world. How are you guys enjoying this message? Before we move on to the third tip on being unshakable in your confidence, what has come up for you today? Where do you feel like, man, I'm really confident in one area of my life, but in this area, I'm not confident at all? So many of us sometimes are confident that we're not we're so confident that we're not confident. We're like, I know I'm not confident. That's confidence right there, guys. So where are you lacking confidence in what area of your life? Because sometimes we can be confident in our business, but maybe we're not confident in our body. So where are you guys at? Erica says she is, you can't write a new chapter until you finish the last one. It's so true. Okay, you can look, but don't stare. I love that. Hey, Alex. How are you guys enjoying this message? Leave in the comments below your aha moment so far, and let's move on to number 3.
Real quick before we get there, someone asked, does it help if you write this stuff down? Of course, of course, of course, of course. So the big deal here is you want to get in multiple modalities. One modality is to be able to see that image in the future, to be able to use your creative imagination and creative visualization to see it.
Pause. Anne says, self lacks confidence. Everything else is full of confidence. Let me ask you this, Anne. How in the hell are you doing everything else with confidence without yourself being involved? Yeah? Think about that. You say, I'm confident in every area, but not in myself. Well, that self that you're saying you're not confident in is the one performing all those confident acts in your business, in your life, or whatever it is. So maybe it's just about reframing the story about feeling confident. Maybe you've told yourself for so long, I'm not confident, that you are beginning to believe it. So maybe we need to just shift the story right from the beginning and just say, I am confident. That's all you guys have to do to begin to shift. But number 3, most importantly, you need to acquire aligned talents and skills. So you say, okay, I'm not confident at being a basketball player. Well, guess what you'd have to go do? If being a basketball player is what you truly desire and you feel like you're lacking in that potential, then go pick up a basketball and start shooting.
Yeah, acquire that extra knowledge that you need. There's so many experts. You know, the best part about living in this digital age with all this technology and stuff is that all the people that are really good at things, they make YouTube videos about stuff. They write books, they create courses. And so you can go and shorten down how long it would take you to become good at something into such small little bitty steps that you can easily take on. So many people are sharing knowledge in their books and everything. Be a learner, acquire those extra skills. If you're really good at something, it's more difficult to lack confidence about it, especially if you've started to develop that self-image. And something that Anne said that about the self, you have to remember too, the self doesn't really exist. We're always kind of making it up. And so it's super important that you're making up great things. Make sure you're using that creative imagination that you've always had and creating the things that you do want. If you focus on the things that you don't want, you're gonna get more of those things. So focus on those things that you definitely do want to do.
Yeah, I Am Turtle Woman asked a great question. She says, what about the phrase, I am gaining confidence? I love that phrase for people who don't feel comfortable with just flat out saying, I am confident, because maybe you've been practicing the opposite for far too long, that when you say, I'm confident, it feels a little weird. I know for me that was true when I kept saying, I'm beautiful, when I had spent 30 years telling myself, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat. So it was really uncomfortable. I just just went at it, and I went through the uncomfortable month of I'm beautiful, maybe I'm beautiful, I think I'm beautiful. And then eventually it started feeling like more authentic and more easy. I started to believe myself more. So maybe if you're one of those people who need that extra like, I don't quite believe it, that phrase, I am gaining, as long as you're going in that positive direction, it's fulfilling. Not one day I'll be confident, because then that one day will never come.
Yeah, don't.
Thank you. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, don't put those things out into the future. You know, always be like, I will be confident. That sucks, because that moment will never come. You always, I feel confident. I feel confident. Do things that make you feel confident. Set a small goal. Get that small goal. Now you'll feel more confident about setting the next goal. So you can do things in increments to make it a lot easier. Don't try and reach for the stars and you fail the first time and feel like, oh, well, it'll never work for me. Set those small goals consistently. You know, really big goals or small goals over time. That's all that it is. And any kind of accomplishment takes a lot of work. You have to be patient with yourself. Don't feel like everything's going to just be created in the next few moments. It's not going to happen. It takes a ton of time, and it takes you fumbling and making mistakes and figuring out what works and what doesn't work. So you always have to give yourself that leeway where you say, hey, look, I'm not exactly there yet. It's totally fine. I'm working on my skills. I feel good about myself. I'm imagining myself in the correct way. My attitude's great. I can do this. And then boom, everything happens.
I can do this is the key phrase here. It's already built, a confident built-in belief that it is happening. Mom says, I am a lover of souls.
There you go.
Yes, you are, Mom. And Stacy says, hey, Brittany and Chris.
Hey, Stacy.
You guys are awesome. Patting self on the back.
There you go.
You know, all week we've been talking about celebrate your small wins every single day. That way you feel accomplished. You never feel like, oh, I'm still not there yet. I'm still not there yet. When I was on a journey to lose 75 pounds, you guys, if I waited till I lost all 75 pounds to congratulate myself, I wouldn't have made it ever, because I tried that in the past and it didn't work. So what I did is every pound that I lost, every day that I woke up and made good choices with my physical body and what I was eating, I celebrated like hell, even though, sure, I wasn't the weight I wanted to be or I didn't look the way I wanted to look yet, but I knew that in that moment, I was making better choices. So celebrate yourself every single step of the way. And you know what? If you take a step back, celebrate yourself, because sometimes we need to step back to see a bigger picture and to freaking recalibrate so we can go, oh, what was I doing? I'm going to change paths. Celebrate every single step along your journey, and you'll never feel like, oh, I'm not good enough. It's never going to happen. If you're constantly giving yourself that little dopamine drip, that feedback, that I am proud of myself for doing this work. Every time you choose love over fear, celebrate yourself, because it's a wonderful accomplishment. And the more you choose love and confidence and peace and joy and all the hippie stuff we talk about, the more it becomes natural to you, because let's face it, in this culture, it's not natural just to be kind and loving, although I think it was at some point, and we lost our truth and we lost the light and we lost the way. But like they say, the light has come, we are rising and shining, we are waking back up to our truth, and the truth is that when we are in tune with love, nothing else matters.
Oof.
I know, man. Getting deep today on
That's
Friday.
That. Welcome to Friday.
How are you guys enjoying this video? If you like this video, tag a friend, share it on your wall, spread the good karma. We appreciate every single one of you. Mom says, I knew you were a swan. Thank you for always believing in me, Mom. Thank you for always believing in me, Chris. And thank you guys for believing in us and supporting the Elevated Life. We want to support you, and what we're excited to share is that you have one final day to tap into our free training that we launched last week. Today is the day that it disappears for everyone who signed up for it and for anyone who didn't sign up for our free webinar training, The 3 Ways to Live Your Best Life, where we even take you through 2 guided meditations.
Go deep.
Oh, they make the biggest change. We had people in tears. We had people messaging us saying, this changed my life. So if you're ready to change your life, what we're excited to share is that you have literally today to join before we close down this free webinar. And we'll launch it sometime in the future, but it was so powerful that we have to gather all of our materials and get, clear on where we are going after this one. But you want to join, you can sign up for free to get access to this webinar. Today is the last day. It's disappearing for everyone, but I started thinking, well, today's the last day that's going to disappear for the people that signed up. So if you sign up, you actually will get straight access to the replay. I think we went for like almost 2 hours.
We went way long. We got deep, so we decided, hey, we're going to stick it out with you guys.
Claire says, I signed up but never received anything. Claire, check your spam because we got a message from someone saying that I signed up, I haven't gotten anything. I got all the emails. I signed up under 4 different emails just to make sure. So check your spam. It will be coming from Chris Carmichael. So if you just type in Brittany, it won't work. So search Carmichael in your spam. I guarantee it's in there. You have to opt in to make sure that you get all of the emails. So if you want to sign up for our free training, it disappears today. So if you're here and you haven't signed up, then be sure to join for free by going to brittanycarmichael.com/elevate. And we'll be sharing an almost 2-hour training where we teach you 3 simple secrets to elevate your life, to live your best life, to step into that role of confidence and peace, and really to help you step into your purpose and your passion without any guilt or any lack of clarity. So many people are like, I'm not really sure what my purpose is. We're going to help you to discover how you can start making your life your purpose.
Yeah, amazing.
Claire says, thank you guys so much. Okay, so if you want our free training, it disappears today, brittanycarmichael.com/elevate, and you'll have access immediately to that almost 2-hour replay.
And it says it was amazeballs.
It was amazeballs.
Yeah, the guided meditations are next level for sure.
I know. It was so much fun. So if you guys want that free training, don't waste any more time because it disappears after today. brittanycarmichael.com/elevate. We're so excited to share all of our secrets on elevating your life and living the best life for you because we know you deserve it. You just have to believe in it, and you have to begin to take those aligned, inspired actions that your soul has been guiding you to take, but you've just been afraid to do it. So let's help them break through those fears and break down those beliefs and blocks that are holding you back. Ooh. Any questions for today before we hop off of here? Any aha moments from this training? Any questions that come up? Did we poke any buttons for you? Or are you struggling anywhere when it comes to confidence? Leave your questions in the comments below. And also, if there's any topics you'd like us to cover here on The Elevated Life, leave those in the comments below too, because every question that we answer is from you guys. And let the link for the webinar. Thank you so much. And if you guys want that free training, then click that link below. One more time, the email. Oh, it's brittanycarmichael.com/elevate. So BRITTNEY Carmichael.com/elevate.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you so much for signing up. Thank you for joining us here on The Elevated Life. Link. Yes.
I'll send you the link, yeah.
Yeah. Shoot Chris a private message for those of you on Instagram, and you can actually find it through my Instagram. If you can find me through him.
Yeah, the world by Britt. So if you want to follow Britt on Instagram, it is the world by Britt, 1T. Yeah, you'll find that exactly on there.
All right, if there are no questions for today, no comments, no aha moments just yet, then we will leave you with a wonderful weekend. We hope you have a beautiful time. And again, last day to sign up for this free webinar training, brittanycarmichael.com/elevate for free, almost 2 hours. Guided meditations included. Oh my gosh, you don't want to miss this free training. Okay, let's recap. 3 ways to build unshakable confidence is to update your self-image, to check in with your self-talk, to adjust your attitude, and to take aligned action to gain those skills that you need that will help you feel more confident in whatever area of life you want to build your competency.
Yeah, see?
Competency.
There you go. Gotta practice.
Gotta practice. I mean, if that's not a freaking life lesson right there, you gotta practice to be able to get it right. Chris told me yesterday, I said something like, practice makes perfect. And he goes, no, perfect practice makes perfect. So go out there and act as if you are already that perfect, most confident version of yourself, and you'll be surprised that you are already it. You've just been pretending not to be. So update your story, check out your self-talk, adjust your attitude, and start going after those skills and practicing the things that you want to be more confident in, and you will be. They say if you want to be a good photographer, take 10,000 photos. So if you want to be good at anything, try it 10,000 times. I guarantee you'll start building your confidence around it.
Oof. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much. We will see you guys next Friday for the Elevated Life series at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Woohoo! Have a good weekend. Bye.